Welcome. Love Them Knives channel. LTK here, talking about the Wii knife Zephyr. That's what it is. It is model number 716. And this is B for blue. B for blue and beautiful. Ceramic bearings. Blue anodized, looks like it's blue anodized over a stonewash titanium frame. Carbon fiber inlay on the presentation side and also on the lock bar side. Pocket clip. Interesting, huh? The 3 holes, and then what's this all about? What's the hump? The Humpty Hump. I don't know. Styling cue. Backspacer. Check it out. Yeah, like it's suspended. It's here and here that it's connected to the frame. Other than that, it's open. Blue titanium hardware on the screws and on the back side of the pivot. The front side of the pivot, just regular, silver with the black Wii symbol here. And jimping on the flipper tab, as you may see. And kaboom. Stonewash blade. Not a real big knife, but not small. I mean, it's under 8 inches, supposedly. There's your lockup. And what do we got? Well, it's not real heavy. It's like 25%. This lock bar is kind of interesting, isn't it? Look at this. Tracing along here where the carbon fiber is. Interesting, isn't it? So, it's kind of a heavy gap along here, it looks like, at first. And then when you kind of, push this aside, the gap gets smaller. Over travel stop, of course, hardened steel insert. M390 blade. I think that's important. Of course, Wii Knife Company is a Chinese knife company. Now, let's see what we got. I think it's 3.5, or that's what they're saying. And it's 3.5. Depends on where you want to measure it, but yeah, let's call it 3.5. Overall, not supposed to be 8 inches quite, and it's not. It's like about 7.9, which is 20 centimeters. So about, 3.5 inches is about 90 millimeter blade stock. Okay? Now, I was at the Blade Show 2018, or Blade Show, SHOT Show in Vegas 2018. And I went up to the Wii knife table. Wasn't much of it. It wasn't a booth. It was just a table. And Joe and a couple ladies were there, and I saw this knife, and it was not this specific knife, the Zephyr, and it was in silver. And I picked it up. I thought it was really nice. It's fairly light, fairly compact, nice EDC size, interesting blade shape. No, that's not a recurve. Big belly here. Not exactly probably the piercing champion, but probably could do some of that. And hold on, let's look at the blade here. We got anything? M390 right there. Nothing on there. This thing is not billboarded up, is it? I had to search for this M390. It's like buried over here, so there it is. So no. Wild. Satin flats, but stonewash, the rest of it. And, you know, I picked it up and was handling it. And I go, this is really nice. I said I'd seen this online before, but I'd never handled a knife before. And I said, who's the designer or whatever? And she said, it's Joe. So apparently Joe is the guy that designed it. He's the main person at We Knives. And so, I mean, he was standing a few down. I mean, kind of here's the table, behind it, this one lady, next lady. I'm going to call them girls because they were all way younger than me. And then Joe. So I'm standing over here, you know, on the other side. And so the lady, female, closest to me said, yeah, Joe. So, I mean, that's what I'm going with. If you look at the Blade HQ paperwork, and I didn't go onto any other sites to look, but they don't attribute this design to anybody in specific. So, there you go. Stonewash, blue anodized, titanium, blah, 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 ergonomic, dressed to impress. M390 blade, and there you go, 7.9, 3.5 overall, 3.5 inch blade, 3.375 cutting length, 1.6, so about 4 millimeter blade stock at 59 to 61 RC. Drop point, I guess, yes, flat grind. And handle length is not real long. It's not like a 5-inch handle or anything, but then again, would it be? No, it wouldn't. And pause and read if you want to continue. Ceramic bearings. Did we say that? Everyday carry? Yes. At $300 a knife? Yeah, maybe not. 4 ounces. Right hand tip up. Yeah, everyday carry. Yeah, I got a couple dozen of these. Yeah, I just throw them around, use them for digging weeds in the yard. And Now, I got this one barely to afford out of my budget. So I just wanted to, when I saw it online as a, blue stone wash with carbon fiber, I got to check it out. I mean, there's a lot of contouring that's been going on here and here as well. Smaller at the edges, rounder on top. Yeah. Hope my lighting's not driving you crazy. I got some what I thought was upgraded lighting, so hopefully this is upgraded lighting. There's the model number, all the information on the box, and of course, the box comes with, let's see if we can get it open. Come on. The pouch, and in the pouch, you get paperwork, you get a microfiber cloth with their logo on it. Here's where the knife goes, and what I thought was really interesting is, come on out of there, buddy. I got a piece of you. And, oh, no, I got a piece of the pouch. There you go. There's your proprietary tool for your, have you noticed? For your non-proprietary hardware. So they're just throwing the tool in there. It's like, but I don't need this. So I don't care. I mean, you might have some other wee knives and you may have lost the tool, or it's nice to have an extra one. Hey, why not? I mean, why not? So let's make a big mess over here. Yeah, it's a kind of more like a gunmetal blue, would you say? I mean, it's not just an eye-popping blue like the hardware is pretty, showy blue. But the blue on this is not that showy. And in different lighting conditions, it's really more of like a grayish blue, gunmetal-ish looking. So, I mean, you really got to get it into the right kind of light to really appreciate how blue this is. And of course, once you handle it for a while, you need some Windex to kind of get it to pop again, because especially on these darker blues, medium to darker blues, fingerprints and skin oils will get that, will affect it. It'll affect it. It'll dull it out and kind of make it, not as bright and as original. In any case, lockup is good. Action on this knife is good. Really good. Check that out. Oh man. This knife is really as nice a knife as I've had from Wii, period. And it's also, finger flickable because you got this opening here. So I imagine, I've never tried to do this. Yeah, there you go. Get a hold of it, dude. But, the middle finger flick, you can do. There you go. You get some purchase on that whole area. It's not that tough. It just is for me for some reason. Nice looking knife, though. Really like it. How much do you think it weighs? You won't find out. It's supposed to be 4 ounces. Is it 4 ounces? Let's see. Well, maybe my scales are off. 3.88. Okay, so 110 grams. Well, that's what that says. I'm going to go with it. It's pretty close to 4 ounces. How does it compare in size with, knives that we all know and love, like the Para 2? Well, the paramilitary is much larger. Fancy? Yep, you can dominate this time. Look at that. Yeah, she's pretty good. I mean, you got the butt ends here. Hold on. There you go. I mean, the blade length actually should be almost exactly the same and maybe just a tiny bit bigger on the Zephyr, but I'm not seeing it. I mean, but this is close to a 3.5, so it's going to be pretty close. But the handle on the Para 2 is like 5 inches long, much longer than the Zephyr. So you got 8 3/8. I haven't measured this for a long time, but I always keep talking out my patootie. Let me see what we got. Patootie! See, it's not quite 3.5. It's like 3.4 inches. So actually, yeah, I mean, but it depends on where you measure it. So yeah, okay, with the Zephyr. But see, we're only at 3 or 8.25. Sorry, I said 8 3/8 so many times. 8.25. But it's still, 3/8 bigger. I mean, this is 0.9. This is 8.25. So, right in there. But no, this is a bigger knife. Para 2 is a bigger knife. And Manny, come here, Manny. Fancy's gone. Manny's here. So these are going to be really, really close to the same size. I mean, Mannix is like 8 inches even, so this is just a 1/10 under. Interesting. And what have we here? Let's get this little doggy dog. Well, I don't know. They're saying 0.16. I'm not getting 0.16 of an inch. I'm getting 0.15. It's going to be close to 4 millimeters. I think we can call it 4 millimeters. And let's see how the fatness is. We're zeroed out. Ooh. 13.5 millimeters, so 0.53. It's not that bad. I mean, this guy's fatter than Fancy is, than the PM2, for sure. So, right, Flanagan? And somebody was asking about him the other day. He's around. He's just been busy doing things. No, I mean, it's fairly light. It's under 4 ounces according to my scales, and it does feel light, but it doesn't feel cheap. I mean, at $300, $297, but Bowler M390, nice titanium hardware, zipper pouch, great action. I mean, it's just really nice action. There's no blade play, lock rock. It's perfectly centered. Good looking knife, isn't it? Just a really good looking knife. How seamless is this? This is pretty seamless. This is pretty seamless. This carbon fiber here. I mean, you've got you've got just a little hairline along here where, where it separates. I mean, it's not. So, yeah, it feels pretty smooth. Can you feel just that little separation area between the two? Yeah, you can feel it. It's not real noticeable, but you can feel it. This side, ooh, that's almost seamless here. You really, you can. I mean, if you nail nick it and stuff, yeah, you can feel it, but that's well done, isn't it? Well done. So this is a matter of, do you like this design? And maybe the reason you're watching this video is because you like this design, or you're curious. There's a lot of knives out there in the $300 price range and up. I mean, I've been eyeballing some of the Riot knives and this and that, but dang, they're not under $3, or not many of them. So they're well over $3, up into the $4s and up. So maybe, you know what? This ain't that bad. Not for what it is, that's for sure. The symmetry on the grind here really looks good. Same with the plunge. Nice. Sharp? Could be. Let's see if it'll cut something, just for the heck of it. Blank piece of paper. Okay. It's reasonably sharp right out of the package. All right. What do you think, Flanny? He likes this knife. And I do too. Really cool. What do you think? Leave your comments below. The Zephyr from Wee Knives. I like the backspacer. You know what? I like this backspacer running the whole length. I think it's nice. It protects the blade. It also gives some extra styling cue, and obviously it's not adding a lot of weight to this thing. This is pretty light the way it is. But yeah, I'm glad it's not just an open design with a couple of standoffs. I'm starting to really like these backspacers. I think they dress it up, kind of make it complete. And both sides having the carbon fiber inlay. Yeah, I mean, so many times you have these knives where you've got an inlay or some machining in front, and then in the back, just nothing, just plain tie. Just, I don't know. Somehow this really makes it a more complete knife. More expensive, I imagine, but more complete. What do you think? Thank you so much for joining me. Like this knife. I like it a lot. It's one of those, I run into so many nice knives that I think are really kind of close to being on a bucket list of my ultimate, being in my ultimate collection, which I haven't built yet. I'm too broke. But I mean, you in your mind, you put together a list, or maybe on paper, of knives that you would really like to have in your collection long term. And there's a lot of good knives out there, but this is really a contender. It really is. It really feels good in the hand. The ergos are good with this knife. You can go forward. You really don't. I mean, you got this little bit of a choil there. Is that good enough? think it might be just barely, but yeah. But you know, it does. It feels good in the hand. And reverse grip, same way. So the ergos are good. Good design, interesting look, you know? And I think I've seen a knife with a blade shape kind of like this before. But really nicely rounded out with the scales, the handle, the materials, ceramic bearings, just great action. Can't beat it, right, Flanner? All right, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us, because you know what we do around here. We love them knives, so stay sharp.